Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the second episode of Fabulous Flips. We are going to be making a double flip out with two pockets for the back cover of our journals. So if you remember, we made these are the front cover flips. So when you open your journal, this is what you're going to have on the front, and then these are going to be on the back. And before I show you guys these, I'm sorry if, well, I promise you guys a video a day starting yesterday, and I kind of failed. Well, okay, I don't want to think about this way. I wasn't feeling well. After all, I think I caught some kind of cold, so very reluctantly I decided to give myself a break, and but yes, I am better, and yeah, we are back to creating our flippy, fold-outy, interactive journals today. So this flip is going to be for the back cover. So I have the end paper, and I used a piece of the same paper as I used for the front. Then this opens like this. And these are two window envelopes that I just collaged, and they are open, so we'll probably make some journaling cards sometime in the future, in a future video. But basically they both flip like this, and on both of those you have some journaling space, and then of course there is a whole page here. So I just think this is such a cute idea, and I love I mean how the closure look, and yeah, so and then this one is just the same, just different colors, different pages, but it opens exactly the same, and I have some butterflies here. All right, so this is what we are going to be making, and so I made two, and I am making 4 journals. Excuse me. So I have this one, and this goes with this page, and I have one that goes with, oh, here it is. I showed you guys this one in the previous video. Excuse me, my voice. So I'm just wondering which one. Maybe we will make this one, and then I will make the other one after the video. So what I'm going to start with is I'm just taking a couple of envelopes, and you don't have to have the same envelopes, like the same size as I, because we are going to be trimming them to match our page. So they are going to be like this. I am using window envelopes just because I like the windows. I always like my window envelopes, but you don't have to use window envelopes. Really, you don't have to use envelopes. You can use just pieces of paper, but the envelopes gives you this, you know, automatically gives you one pocket. And we also have like the flap, which we could use as a flap of our fold out. So this is what I'm using. You can just as easily use junk mail envelopes. I just had these lying around, so I thought I would use them. And now, as you can see here, let me show you. I want my flips to first of all be a little bit kind of narrower than my page because I have this decorative stitching, and so I want it visible, and I also want a gap between them, so then our closure stands out and it's visible. And you can make them closer, you can make them even farther from each other, whatever suits you. I think this size kind of suits me. So what I'm going to do with my envelopes is I'm going to trim them. First of all, the width. So I've measured it before, and I know that I want the width of my envelope to be 12 centimeters or maybe 3¼ of an inch. So I'm going to do it for both of those, and I am trimming here where I have more space, and like this, so I have a window intact. Okay, then I've already measured how tall I want my envelopes to be, and I want to leave a little bit more, so about, I don't know if you can see, but I have it here, so maybe 1 centimeter more or 2 centimeters for the flap. So I'm first going to remove the flap of my envelopes, because I'm doing this because, where's my page? If I used the flap of the envelope, then you can see that they would be just too long, and this is not the look I'm going for here. So I'm first trimming off this, and then I think that should actually be okay. So let me trim this and this. So I know I want my envelopes without the flap to be 9 centimeters. And 9 centimeters is 3½ inches. So I'm going to 9 centimeters, and I'm using my paper trimmer as a scoreboard, like I showed you guys in the last video, and I'm just taking a bone folder, hope you can see, sorry, and I am just going a few times over this, which will help it, or help me, to be able to fold it exactly, you know, where I was. And this way I made myself a flap so that my envelope will, you know, it will be easy to flip it over. The same thing here, again 9 centimeters, and just going over it like this, folding it over. And now, and this one be a like a fold down. Now I want my pockets to be on this side, because so far we've trimmed here, so we could have a pocket here. We also of course have this is basically trimmed on like 2 sides, but I want my pocket to be here on the bottom and here on top. So I'm also going to cut those edges just a tiniest bit, really, just to open them up like that. Like this. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our envelopes, and I want to just do very simple collages on them, but because one of them is going to fold down and one of them is going to fold up, I will just keep them this way, you know, so I know where the top of each envelope is and where the bottom is. And I just have a few papers here. I have this page from, this is from French documents, I believe. This is from French documents from tailor-made journals, and this one is from her The Art of Writing. Beautiful pieces. I love those letters. I also have some music paper and just a bit of book page. So, and of course my trusty Teal ruler. And I still get questions about this. I think I've mentioned this ruler in most of my videos, but just in case you're wondering, I got it on Amazon, and the brand is Joyce Crafts. Joy Crafts. Joy Crafts. Oops. Okay, so I could have this maybe here. Then I also love this bit with the signature here, or the date is it rather. And it says January 26th, 1895, I believe. 1895. Is it wide enough? Should be, or not. Maybe I'll just glue it down here. So let me use my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo to just add some definition to those edges. So how are you guys? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Did you do anything fun during the weekend? What did I do? I didn't feel that well, so I didn't do much. And unfortunately the weather, oh, we have such bad weather these days in Poland. It's cold, but not cold enough for snow, so it's raining all the time and it's very dark. It's since morning till, you know, dawn, since dawn till twilight. We have to have our lights on in the apartment. So very dark and very gloomy. So it's a good weather to, you know, sitting at home and not doing much at all. Okay, now I think I want some of this paper, or maybe the music. Let me do the music next. So I'm going to take this beautiful piece for here, and then maybe this one for the other one. So yesterday I was planning to film this video, but I wasn't feeling good, and you know, I'm one of those people, and I'm sure you guys or some of you can relate, and it's not very good. This is not a good thing, but when I am a person who really does not like to rest, and I don't feel comfortable when I have to rest too much, because it feels to me like I'm wasting my time, which is absurd because rest is so important. So I'm learning this, and this is my goal for this year, to learn this, to kind of learn how to rest and take care of my body and my mind, of course. But yes, so I decided, yes, I can give myself a little bit of break, and I spent the day under my blanket with hot tea and with my laptop because yes, I did give myself a little bit of break, but not too much, and I just spent the day working on my digital kit. But you know, the fun part about creative work is that it really doesn't feel like work. It was just so pleasant to sit there, rest, play with colors and textures and designs. I really enjoyed it. So even if it was technically work, it didn't feel like work at all. But yes, I did finish my main kit, and I've started working on the add-on of this new kit. I'm very, very excited about how it's turning out. I was also rewatching Outlander. I've started again with season 1 because I haven't seen, I think, the last season or a couple of seasons, and I would like to, so I decided I can start over and kind of, you know, remind myself what would happen there. And then I think this is a very simple collage, you know, just a few pieces of paper, but I don't want to don't want to overdo it here. So I'm going to keep it simple. And just add some pretty papers. And I'm thinking maybe I should, yes, I do have my book page. So thank you guys for all the TV series recommendations. I haven't had the opportunity to check them all out yet, but I will. And I'm very excited to have some new things to watch. The Outlander is just for myself. I'm watching this while I am working, or, well, yes, mostly while I am working and crafting. And I'm looking also for something that me and my boyfriend can watch together. So I'll be very excited to check out your recommendations. Maybe this way. So it just gives us a very pretty base, and I will just add, you know, a flower, maybe some labels, something on top of this, but this is just very simple. And I like it, you know, I like simple collages where you just have a few pretty papers. And with pretty papers, you know, whether you have vintage papers or like me, you have those gorgeous printables from an Etsy shop, you just can't go wrong, because those papers, they are so beautiful by themselves that, you know, you don't have to add much to them. And look at this, guys. Isn't this just pretty already? I think it is. So I'm just cutting off the excess on all of those. I'm just going very carefully over this edge, because I wouldn't like to cut through my flap. Of course, if you do, you can always redo it. You can redo the flap, the hinge, so it's not the end of the world, not the end of the project if you do. But I'm just careful here. Yes, and again, I'm just making sure that this one, which will flip up, is on top, and this one will flip down, because now I'm going to be adding some focal points, and I have my flowers here. Oh, I was fussy cutting over the weekend as well. I fussy cut some more flowers. So, this is so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And you can watch my my video where I share with you my favorite books for fussy cutting flowers. This is the video where I share with you my favorite nature books. Maybe this one. It looks like a mini version of this, really, the way it's drawn. So I'm just going, look at this, guys. How stunning is this? So no, I love how it looks, so I think I'm not going to look any longer, but I do want to add maybe some labels to the background to move it, to make it just maybe a little bit more interesting with some more layers. And I have, of course, some Tracy labels, so I could add maybe this one here. And I need to reprint her labels immediately. I reprinted this one's probably much too big for this small flower. I reprinted some of her labels, like I showed you, in a very small format, so 50% of their original size. Maybe this way, and let me see. and here they are, but I have to also print them in regular size because I'm kind of running out. So let me see, or I could maybe add this small specimen tab here, although I feel another shape would be better, maybe this one. Yeah, yes, why not? And then just a couple of labels here maybe. We could have that, and then maybe a small label. And do I have something maybe even smaller? What is this? Naturalists. Something like this, and I like the color that corresponds with the bigger label. So let me do those, and for these I'm going to use my wet glue. Okay. It's funny, I remember a long time ago, really, probably over a year ago, when I was just starting on Instagram, I had a post. I posted some photos, and I had a post about how I was not feeling well, but still I just wanted to craft something. I just wanted to make something, and so I made something. I don't remember even what, but there was this one lady who commented, and she said that she's not a crafter or creator herself, but she's always amazed how we crafters, how we just have to craft even when we are unwell, you know, even when we are not feeling okay. We feel this need to craft, to do something with our hands, to make something, to create something. And it was just, yeah, it was just so true. I don't know, tell me guys if this is true for you. Do you have those moments when you're feeling not well and you don't want to do anything else, but you do want to craft, you do want to create? Or are you rather, you know, would you rather just lie down, cup of tea or coffee, and just really do nothing and rest in this way? I'm very curious to know, because I'm definitely one that, oh, I just see it, this and this is upside down, but that doesn't matter, it just adds to the interest. So yes, I'm definitely someone who really likes just doing something. I don't really like not doing anything. Which is probably, you know, not the healthiest, but it works for me. I do relax while I'm fussy cutting. I truly do. So, you know, if it works, then why not? Okay, this gorgeous flower. Okay, and I'm only going to be able to fit part of it on my envelope here, but that's okay, that's the most beautiful part. Yes, and the rest I'm going to cut off and just add some glue here. Okay, yes, so this is so cute. I love this. I love these little envelopes. All right, so now I would like to add something to the back here, because you can see this is kind of blue. I mean, it's not bad, but it just doesn't match anything really. So I was thinking, what could we use? I have some papers here, and I'm just going to move these aside for a moment. So I have this paper, and let me actually see, because now I have it cut on all sides, so I can actually see. Can you see? This wouldn't look bad at all, so this is an option. I also have this Tim Holtz. That would be interesting. Kind of pastel, and we do have some blue on this paper. So you know, guys, I think I'm going to go with this one. Yes, so I'm just going to measure how large. Okay, I don't see my ruler. I'm going to use the stirring ruler. It's still a ruler, so I'm just going to measure. I want 8 centimeters, so I'm going to glue it to here because I still want my pocket to be functional and I still want to have the window. So I'm just measuring this, and I'm going to make it slightly smaller, so maybe just short of 12 centimeters and 8 here, because I want it to fit comfortably, and I'm going to do both. So what did I say? Just sure. Okay, concentration not the greatest, so not, I mean, this just short of 12 centimeters. So let's say maybe here, and about 8. How long is this? It's 15. Okay, so I won't be able to have 2 8s, so I'm going to just cut it kind of in half, and that's fine. And now what I'm going to do is, let's see, I really like it. This is cute. So I'm going to take my wet glue, and this is a gorgeous paper too, but you know, with double-sided pages you always have to make a choice. I mean, not always, of course. You may use both sides sometimes, but in projects like this, well, you do need to make a choice. So I'm choosing this side because the other one, maybe this way, because the other one would just be too busy for me, you know, just be too busy, and we already have a lot going on the front of this envelope. So I'm not closing my envelope yet, but this is sweet. I really like it. And the other one as well. I'm going to use the same paper because I want them to go together. I don't want the whole page layout to be too busy, to have too much going on there. Which, you know, is not a bad thing. It always depends on what you're going for, what you like personally, what your project is like. So this one will go here. Oops. Like this. Come on. Like this. Okay, this is really sweet. I love this pastel blue. So here we have our envelopes, and now I think, because we are going to be collaging the back, and the way I decided to collage the back is I want to have it as a journaling space, you know, so add some blank pages on which the owner of the journal will be able to add some notes. But before I do it, because it would be more comfortable to do when we already have our envelope glued shut, but before I do it, I will run this front and this front, of course, through my sewing machine and just add a simple zigzag stitch, like, you know, I have. Okay, very traditionally my video cut off, but what I was saying is just before I glue down my envelopes and before we collage the back, I am just going to run this through my sewing machine, and I am just going to add a bit of zigzag stitch just through the front, you know, so that I don't sew through my pocket, because it would be closed then, and it just adds decoration. It's totally optional, so if you don't like to sew, you don't have to. It's just, you know, it's just what I like to do. Okay, these are done. I hope you can see they look really nice. Oops. And I just want to ink around them. And thank you guys, by the way. I wanted to say a huge thank you for all those amazing comments that you guys left me regarding the length of my videos. So about, I don't know, maybe a video or two ago, I asked you if you preferred that I sped up my videos a little bit or something like that, or maybe if it was getting too long to divide it into two, but so many of you guys said that you're okay, that I shouldn't rush, that that if for someone the video is too long, they can speed it up, or they can split, maybe watch a part of it now and a part of it later. So thank you. I'm not going to speed through my process, and I'm going to share the whole thing with you. Okay, the other thing that I want to do before I glue this together is the closure. And as you can see, for the closure we are going to use two circles that I punched, and I punched them from this kind of paper. This is like Craftex maybe, but a cardstock, like a thicker cardstock would do. So I chose brown because it's just kind of neutral and it matches any color scheme. And we also have some metal brads that hold our circles to the, I hope you can see, to the inside of our pockets. So let me punch my circles. I hope I have enough of this paper to punch two circles, and maybe here. Let me see. I like this color, that's why I'm using this. I don't think I have any brown cardstock. Okay, so I have my circles, and I'm also going to take two metal brads. And I just got them on AliExpress. I said it many times, I really like getting sort of those generic supplies from AliExpress, because by generic I mean something that they could not have stolen the design for, because unfortunately this happens. And sometimes while browsing AliExpress I see papers, like they have those packs of scrapbooking paper that are the exact copies of something from Tim Holtz, or you know, even Etsy shops such as Artie Mays. I've seen Artie Mays on there, I've seen Tracy Fox. This is just so sad. But you know, metal brads, they are cheap, they come in large packs, so I like things like this: metal brads, paper clips, eyelets, things like this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to punch a hole through my envelope, and I'm only punching through the front, so that's why I didn't glue it yet. That's just easier this way, and I'm kind of trying to be in the middle. So let me put my brad, then I'm putting my brad through the circle and through the hole that I made here, and just closing it on the other side. And I like that the circle is kind of higher than the edge of my envelope, my pocket. And then for this one, I'm going to try to kind of make my hole and attach my circle in sort of the same place. You know, so I'm not measuring, of course, I'm just eyeballing it, So I think it's going to be okay here. Here is my metal brad. Oops, this one is kind of harder to put through the hole, but okay. And I am just attempting to close it on the other side. Yes, like this. Be careful not to hurt yourself, because it can hurt your fingertips a little bit. That's why I'm using my awl to help me. And we have it, guys. So we have our two folds. We have this, I don't know, I just really like how rusticy it looks. I really like it. Okay, so now we can close our envelopes and collage the backs. So I'm going to use double-sided tape to close them. And again, I'm just very mindful where my pocket is going to be. So this is a folded down. So here is my pocket where my brad is. This is kind of a like a tip. So I'm going to glue this side, so the bottom, and this side, and the same on this envelope. So again, my pocket is here, so I want to close it shut here and here. So yes, so I was saying that the weather is so awful in Poland, and it's always really hard on my doggo, because she is quite a princess, you know. She does not like rain. I mean, who would, you know, who would like to go outside to the rain and pee or something like this, but she doesn't like it. So we have this little tiny garden here in our apartment, kind of instead of the balcony, because we are on the ground floor. And every time that I want to let her out for her, you know, to just go pee or something, she is like, she looks at me and she's like, are you being serious right now? Do I have to go outside? How am I going to do it? And she's so reluctant to go outside, and she's like, oh, I can't do it. So finally she goes out, but she's not happy. She does not like it at all. Okay, and of course it's no fun, it's no pleasure going for a walk with her in this weather either. So it's not pleasant for her, it's not pleasant for me. So I'm really hoping it will at least stop raining soon. Okay, I have this flap, you can cut it out, but I'm just going to glue it. It will give me kind of, you know, it would just reinforce my back of my envelope. So I'm not going to bother cutting it off. Just going to glue it here, and then finally we can collage the back. We do have some slightly cooler days ahead, and there is a hope, there is a hope, or there is a possibility that the rain will change into snow, but it's not going to be cold enough, I believe, for the snow to hold. So it's not going to be that much better. It's going to start melting almost immediately, you know. It's going to be this very wet kind of snow, so not much better for my dog, unfortunately. Okay, so for the bag, and again, I'm just kind of trying to remember where my top is, where my bottom is. I have this, what is this? Page protector filled with scraps that are blank, so from very different papers. So I have some craft paper that maybe I could use for this. I should have some, I have some tea stained paper, some more, I have this, well, there's a lot here. Maybe this cardstock. This is coffee stained cardstock, so I think I'm going to use a piece of this. Okay. This way, okay. And here as well. So maybe I'll just have this piece, and I think for this I can use wet glue because it's quite thick, this paper. This is cardstock. I've Teal coffee stained some cardstock, and I didn't really like the color of it. It turned out, maybe it was the paper, you know, because the papers that I coffee dyed turned out okay, but the cardstock wasn't so pretty. But using it here and there, you know, just as scraps is absolutely fine, and I actually like it. So I think I'm going to go up there with this one, and maybe I will use this piece down here. So I'm kind of being mindful, you know, of the fact that these are a set of envelopes, so making them like the pieces correspond with each other. I'm not using completely different types of papers on one and then completely different on the other. Okay. Now, oh yes, I was just trying to see if this will still fold comfortably, but it will. And then maybe a piece of this. This is a nice lined paper, and I again coffee or tea stained it, and it gave it this beautiful vintage look. So I'm just going to take a piece like this and maybe tear here. The stirring ruler really does make my life easier. And I know some of you mentioned that it's either out of stock or it's not available on the US Amazon. But if you're buying from Europe, then yes, it was out of stock for quite a long time before I was able to get it. I think it's maybe quite popular. They do have some other like patterns, a wavy one or like a zigzag one. But of course this irregular is the best for tearing, for having the torn look. But they do go back to stock, you know, so if you just are patient and excuse me guys. So if you are just patient and keep checking Amazon, then I'm sure it will be there. But for US, I think someone mentioned that it's not available like at all on the US Amazon, but I know that this is not easy to tear. But I know that I know that, what am I trying to say? Oh, We Are Memory Keepers, the company, the brand actually. They do have a set of tearing rulers, and they do have a pattern, I think very, very similar to this, if not, you know, almost the same. So I don't think you can buy just one, like with this. I was just able to buy this one that I liked. I think with We Are Memory Keepers, maybe you have to get the set, but they do have it. They do have this shape, this raggedy shape. Okay. Yes, I like it. And this again, this is going to be like this. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure a few times, because just the previous one that I made the other way around, sort of. So my flowers were upside down, and I had to just fix it, and it, you know, it was fine. I did fix it, but it just took time. So. Okay, this paper is just so hard to tear, but it doesn't matter, because I think it just maybe that the edge is just a little bit more ragged, so that's absolutely fine. Fine with me. So after I finish this video, I think I am going to do a little bit of collaging. I do have some tea-stained papers, some kind of plain papers in those journals, but since I want those journals to be the fully embellished style, oops, this is too small, so maybe just a tea-stained. I'm thinking of making some little collages. I was so inspired by Lace-Covered Skies. I think her name is Lee Min. I am so sorry if you're watching this, dear, and if you are, if I'm mispronouncing your name, I'm so sorry, but her YouTube channel is Lace-Covered Skies, and she makes the most beautiful journals, and I've recently watched a few of her botanical journal, nature journal flip-throughs, and I was so inspired. She makes those collages, like little scrappy collages on a lot of the pages, and you know, I love this idea so much, so I think I'm going to add maybe a piece of this. So I would love to try it myself, you know, to just add some interest to plain pages, because the previous few what am I trying to say? A few collections that I have released previously were of quite blank journals, you know. There were a lot of beautiful papers, but they were not embellished. They were for the owners to embellish. And I know that some people prefer it this way, but I also know that some people prefer their journals quite embellished, where they can just add their photos, their journaling, and they have a beautiful layout, you know. So these journals, these 4 that I am making, are going to be just that. Okay, now that we have our backs collaged, I was thinking I would like to add some butterflies, and I had, oh yes, I do have. I have these 2 sheets of butterflies. This one comes from Artimaze, Andrea, and she has, I believe she has it as a freebie on her website. And then I have this one is from Lemon Craft, and it's just like scrapbooking cardstock, but just with all those beautiful butterflies. So we have pink going on here on the back. So I was thinking maybe I will take this one from Artimaze. they're gorgeous and they're so versatile, you know. And then maybe the bigger one actually from this cardstock. And I'm going to cut around them. And I'm cutting with my huge scissors. So sometimes I do like to fussy cut with huge scissors, I don't know. And I'm not trying to be too precise here. I'm definitely not going to try to keep the antenna, well, the wood they have on the head. But other than that, the big scissors are okay. So here's my first butterfly and the second one. I'm just cutting off this dark border. They have quite a thick dark border, which I'm just cutting off. So I'm cutting a little bit more than was probably intended with this design, but it's just that this border does not really match the other butterfly, which, you know, doesn't have any border really. Okay, like this and this. Okay, so I also have some cheesecloth here along with everything else. I have, as usual, everything on my desk, just everything. Okay, so let me take just a couple of pieces of this, and I'm going to mount my butterflies on this. So here's one, and here's the other. And I'm thinking I do want to still leave, you know, journaling space, but I'm just thinking where to put them. Maybe like this. This one, they are sort of flying towards each other this way, I guess. Oops. My glue is misbehaving. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue and then my cheesecloth, like this, and then some more glue to glue the whole thing down. And I think I'm running out of this glue. I'm going to have to change it soon. But luckily I have a lot, because I've ordered 20 of those magic glue sticks and 20 of those ones in the tube. So come on. I don't have that much to glue in this project, so I would rather finish it with this bottle. Okay, I like it very irregular, you know, very, very much imperfect. Okay, and like this here. So kind of on the intersections, you know, of my papers, kind of where they meet. All right, so our pockets are pretty much done. We can already glue them, and let me check. I'm just wondering, do I glue them now? Yes, I think I will glue them now. So Just looking for my end page. Where did I put it? Do you guys see it? And you're like screaming, it's here, it's here. No, I don't think so. Okay, it's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add double-sided tape to my flaps. One and two. And I'm going to start with the bottom one. I'm going to try to kind of, as you can see, kind of move it so that it's in the middle of my paper, sort of, you know. I want the, most of all, I want the decorative stitching on the sides to be visible. And when I'm satisfied, it's not in the middle, but it's okay, it's good enough. I'm going to glue this. So, oops. I like it. And then this one here. So this one is a little bit more difficult because I want my circles, the closure circles, I want them to be in line. So this time I'm not trying to put it in the middle, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line my circles as best as I can. So I think here it's going to be okay. Oops, slightly crooked, but that's fine. We will not see this side at all, of course, because we are going to glue it to our cover. So how cute is that, guys? How cute. And then we have our journaling space here and our journaling space there, and the whole page here. And the closure, I'm just going to use some jute twine. So first I'm just taking a piece rather large, or long rather, and I am just going over the top circle just a few times. Then I'm going to add a drop of glue in two places, you know, on a drop of glue inside of there, on this side, and one also on this side. I'm sorry if I'm putting my head in the camera. Okay, now I'm going over it again. Then I'm going to cut it very short. And I'm going to use my awl, but you can use really anything to just push it there, to just push it where the glue is. Make sure it stays. Okay. Then, while my glue is drying, I'm going to cut a longer piece here. So, my glue is not dry. Normally I would let it dry, but I just want to show you guys what we are going to do. So, I want to go on on a diagonal here, 1, 2, maybe 2 times, and I want to add a charm to my to the end of this. So before it glues, because like I said, the glue inside is still wet. I just saw how long I need my string to be, so I'm going to take a charm, just a simple leaf charm. I'm going to attach it to the end just by, you know, double knotting it. Cut off this end, and here it is. Here it is. So we can now close it 1, 2. You can go however many times you want, you know. Oops, this one isn't nice. Okay, like this. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer. I didn't want to, I wanted to come like out of my journal, so that's why this is the length that I've chosen. And yeah, the project is basically complete. I love how this turned out. I really like the pop of blue. So let me just recap what we've done. So we've done this double fold out from a couple of envelopes, window envelopes, which opens like this. And then we have a pocket here and a pocket here, and we'll definitely make some ephemera at a later point to go for it, into it. And then they both open this way, so we have a beautiful collaged butterfly here, and some just papers for writing on this side, and then the same here, and we have the beautiful page here. So I really like how this turned out. I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait for tomorrow's video. I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.